Not only is this bag super cute, and it is everything, I put everything on this bag, and that's why I named it the Everything Boho Tote. I've been wanting to make a boho tote bag for a really long time, so I decided to just find all sorts of fun stuff and just put everything on this one bag. It did take a little time to add all the pom-poms and tassels and trimmings, but it was worth it. This bag turned out to be everything that I wanted in a boho tote bag, and I'm excited to share it with you. I used some pretty floral denim, and I also used some striped cotton fabric, and I used a pretty multicolored cotton fabric as well. I took the striped fabric and placed it right sides facing right over the denim, and just pinned it in place and sewed it with about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And after sewing it, I'm going to open up the seam and give it a good pressing, and then attach the multicolored fabric onto the striped fabric and do the same thing again. I cut the bottom denim piece about 7 inches by 14 inches and then rounded the bottom corners. That way the bag is going to be rounded at the bottom and it's going to create a nice shape for the bag. I came up about 1.5 inches from the top left corner after folding the bag in half, and just drew a line from the bottom of the multicolored fabric up to the top where I made the mark at about 1.5 inches, and then I'm just going to cut along that line just to give the bag a little more narrow shape at the top and wider at the bottom. And after cutting both panels, I cut a little bit of fusible fleece to go on the back sides of the main front and back panels. And now it's time for the fun part. Let's add all the pom-poms and the tassels. I got the pom-poms and the tassels from Hobby Lobby, so you can just grab some of that from your local Hobby Lobby store. And the gold coins that I'm going to add, I also found those in a Hobby Lobby store as well. I did sew along the top and bottom of each of the trimmings just to make sure they are secured onto the front of the bag. And then after that, I went ahead and attached the fusible fleece and ironed it onto the back sides of both panels. I used the front panel to measure and trim the back panel the same size. My sister gave me a bag of trimming that she got from a garage sale once, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but now I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. had two types of gold studs, one with little diamonds on them, and so I thought that would be really nice to put along the whole top of the bag. I left the back of the bag pretty simple with nothing on it, just because most times you will just show off the front of the bag, and I didn't want the pom-poms to be facing my body and rubbing all on my clothes and getting little lint balls all over it. So I put all of the decorations on the front of this tote bag. I used the back panel to measure the lining pieces, so I cut 2 pieces of cotton fabric of the multicolored fabric to make the lining. I decided to make a double layered strap for this bag. I just like the contrasting of the striped fabric underneath the denim. I just think it looks really cute. If you've never done this before, I'll leave in the description another video that can show you step by step how to make it. Sometimes I like a thinner strap just so that way they stay on my shoulder. A wider strap sometimes just slides off, especially when you put a bunch of stuff in there. But it can be more comfortable with a wider strap, but I chose to go with the little narrow strap for this bag. I decided to keep the straps a little longer on this bag just so that way the bag falls right around my hip area. Sometimes when you're digging in your bag to try to find things, I like to easily be able to reach in and grab it with the bag still on my shoulder. Instead of having to take it off and find things, I just find that works best for me. To keep the straps out of the way, I just pin them down to the front and back panels because in a few minutes I'm going to go ahead and sew the main bag together. I had more tassels in my sewing room, so I decided to grab them to give a little bit more detail to the bag and sew them all the way around the sides and the bottom of the bag. I mean, I really tried to throw everything that I had on this bag and just to see what it turned out looking like. And surprisingly, turned out pretty cute to me. When sewing tassels on the bag, make sure the tassels are on the inside of the bag and not on the outside, so that way when you turn the bag inside out, the tassels hang on the outside. We're almost done with this bag. All we have left to do is finish off the top of it, add the lining to the inside. I added a magnetic snap to this one just to make this one close with some sort of closure instead of just leaving the tote bag completely open. I cut 2 pieces of cotton fabric, the striped fabric, 5x5, and added fusible fleece to the back side just to make the tabs to go in the gold macrame rings for the handles. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the lining and add the magnetic closure. And after inserting the lining on the inside of the outer bag and clipping the rim of the bags together, you want to just go really slow on this part just to make sure that the rings and the straps and everything is out of the way. And it's just gonna be a nice even sew all the way around. I sewed with about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance at the top of the bag, but it's not easy having all of this stuff in the way when you're trying to sew all the way around the rim. But if you take your time and go really slow, you'll be able to make it all the way around. And after sewing the rim, I was super excited to pull it off the machine so I can see the final product. This is my absolute favorite part of the whole bag making process. And I love the way this bag turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more cute bag making ideas, watch the next video that's on screen and I'll see you there.